Hi guys, welcome to the Unkles Podcast. My name's Allison and this is Lillian, and we are organizing the first ever Miss Hiri Hanenamo Queensland Ambassador Program. We want to let everyone know that, look, we initially started the program, launched the program on the 28th of March. We've got a 12-week registration period that goes till the 30th of June. 2 weeks ago, we just launched our first ever 2 Haneulatos. So we've got a 2026 Tatana Haneulato and a 2026 Tubusereya Haneulato, which we're very, very proud and excited for. Our next launch of our final launch of the next Haneulatos will be on the 4th of July. So please come and join us with the Haneulatos. So it's a 12-week registration period. Then we go, when we launch our final Haneulatos on the 4th of July, then our 8-week program begins. So then we're going to have we've got a 3-part series workshop. And then on the 29th of August, we're going to have our crowning gala. So hope you can all come and join us.
Whoa, welcome to the Uncles. Whoa, welcome to the Uncles. Whoa, Uncles thing, 'tis an Uncles thing. Pull up on the party and stuff facts we bring, yay. Whoa, yay. Whoa, Uncles thing, 'tis an Uncles thing. Pull up on the party and stuff facts we bring, yay. Whoa, yay. Whoa, Uncle Richie, he be bringing the facts, and Uncle C10, he just be making the tracks and entertainment. J Money conversating, yes, they are my uncles, but I'm not talking relations, no. Yes, I love them like my family too. Speakers on blast, listen to my favorite crew, the Uncles. Forget your worries and forget all your debts, cause they bringing in the most unique and special guests, the Uncles.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Unkles Podcast. Today I've got a very special episode because we're speaking to 4 ladies that are part of the Miss Hiri Hanenamo Queensland program. And yeah guys, really excited to get into it. First up, we've got Lillian on the couch. And Lillian, how are you going today?
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Richie. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, oh definitely. I know you guys brought a really lovely banner and it's in the background there looking really good. I was telling you off air that you did such amazing work with the logo.
Yeah, it's a great logo. Really pleased with it.
Yeah. It looks so good. But let's get into it because we got a couple questions, and people have seen some photos. They want to know what's happening. So look, take us back. What inspired the creation of Miss Hiri Hanenamo Queensland program?
Yeah, so last year at the PNG Independence Cultural Day, which is held every year at Beenleigh, we had the Hiri Hanenamo from Port Moresby come to participate with us in our item at the Independence Day. So that kind of started us thinking, why don't we have our own cultural ambassador to do the same thing? So she came and represented us and our people back home in PNG. So that was kind of the main inspiration behind it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I remember because I was at the Independence Day and remember seeing her. And
it was massive, right?
Oh, the whole setup. You guys did an amazing job. It was on a trailer.
Yes.
As well, you had the
float. Float.
Yeah. And it looks so good. There would have been so much work gone into
definitely.
It as well.
And a great way to bring the community together as well. So.
But yeah, we've got 2 of the girls here today that are contestants.
Yes.
I mean, it's as you said, like they're doing a lot of things and going through different experiences. What do you hope this event gives them, or what can they take away from this?
Yeah, right. First of all, I mean, I'm so proud of these young women. They've been so brave to put their hand up to participate in this program to start with. But we want to help them develop their confidence in being a leader, being a community leader, even in things like public speaking, representing their community, and yeah, just empowering them to move forward, knowing who they are as part of their identity. That's the word.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's so important because us, the uncles, we always talk about it when we were growing up as young men here in Brisbane. You don't really have, you're the first generation of people, of PNG people growing up here, and
100%.
our parents were still back at home. So we really didn't have any leaders or people guidance,
yeah,
or like just older guys that we could talk to, say, hey, you feel like this, why am I feeling like this, what can I do in certain situations? So I think it's really nice.
That's so true. Yeah, and it really is. It's part of the underlying reasons of why we're doing this. We want our whole community to feel to grow their sense of culture and identity, because it's that much harder to do it in this environment, when we're not surrounded by it 24/7. So we kind of have to develop something to get people excited, to participate, and build all of that, as we're saying, build the community, build your identity. And it won't only be the young women that participate. We do anticipate it to be kind of have ripple effects throughout the whole community. These ladies will go back to their families, and their little brothers and sisters will also be excited. And maybe all of them will start speaking more Motu or more Koitabu. And again, just learning more about the culture and the traditions and the history of our great people. So
Yeah. Speaking on that, culture and history, there's a lot of people who, probably don't understand what Hiri Hanenamo is. Can you give us a little...
Yes, so our people, our coastal people in the Motu Koita region, we back in the day, we for some of us, it's probably our great grandparents that actually participated in this voyage. The Hiri is a voyage of for trading. So our people took pots and clay pots and took them to the Gulf people and exchanged them for things like sago, even timber. Some of the stories that we've been hearing just from researching what to kind of let the girls know, it's amazing. It blows your mind. So Hiri is the actual name of the voyage. Hanenamo is the women, the young women who held vigil for their husbands, fathers, brothers who were on this voyage. And they held vigil by staying at home, making sure that the hearth fires were kept burning, so that their family could come back safely. So they weren't, out partying or anything like that. So Hanenamo literally refers to the actual women that stayed at home and held vigil. But Hiri Hanenamo is also the actual term that our people use in the Hiri Moale Festival when they're talking about this competition, because this competition is from Port Moresby.
Yes.
And we're just doing a Queensland version.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. And you guys, it is a program, not just a one-off event.
No.
What kind of activities will the girls be getting into? What kind of learning experiences will be involved within the program?
Yeah, so we're in the midst of still developing an 8-week program. Before that, the girls will get a booklet that contains historical information about the Hiri voyage, traditional information about how our ancestors lived, and some of those things still happen now, and cultural information again about our background, about where we're from. They'll learn all that sort of thing through workshops, reading this book, and also the workshops will include listening to people talk, but also activities related to each of those subjects. So that they'll also learn the correct ways to koi, which is the dancing, the traditional dancing, what each of the armbands or headpieces or whatever, what they mean, the tattoos on your face, on your arms, on your body, because we don't want to lose that. We're trying to keep it alive. We're trying to get people talking about it and excited about it, and remembering that we come from a fierce people who traversed the ocean to go and find what they needed to find. So yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And I know you guys had a event a couple weeks ago. What has been the community response so far?
Yeah, I think the community response has been awesome. It's so many people also feel the way we do, in that this is missing from here. That whole trying to build a sense of identity and cultural pride. So people have been so supportive of the thing that we're trying to do, which has been amazing. And it hasn't been only in Brisbane or Queensland. Even people back home have messaged us and said, you guys are doing a great thing, and offered their support in however way they can, which has been so amazing. And then again, not only Motu Koita people, other Papua New Guineans in Queensland have also been really supportive. So it's been really good, a really good response so far, and it makes us think that we're on the right track. We're doing the right thing. Yeah.
No, I definitely think so, because like you said, there's a lot of young men, young women who need that sense of identity, and a lot of them are born and raised here.
Yes.
So having that connection to PNG is really important.
Definitely.
And look, second last question before I let you go, but what would your message, or what is the message you'd like to share for young women out there who they might watch this and be thinking, oh, how can I get involved?
Yeah. Join. That's the main message. Be brave, put your hand up, join, represent your family, represent your clan, represent your community here. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know anything. This is the great thing about this program. You can come in knowing not very much about your culture, and we'll teach you. We'll give you some of the tools to help you learn that. And like I said, hopefully it'll start the conversation with your own families and your, not only your parents, your aunties, uncles, boo-boos, whoever you've got still available to you, to continue your learning and all those conversations.
Nice, awesome. And look, finally, how can the wider community, because there is a lot of PNG people in Brisbane now, how do they support the Hiri Hanenamos and this initiative?
Oh yeah, again, join, participate in the events that we have. If you have any feedback for us, that would be amazing, because it is a little bit of uncharted waters for us as well. So, we don't have all the answers right now. And we'd love some feedback, some expertise. If there's anybody out there who has expertise in Motu Koita culture or traditions or history, like we said, reach out, touch base with us, and see what we can, how we can help each other to keep that conversation going.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, thank you so much, Lillian. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to talking to the other girls as we go on.
Very good. Thank you, Richie.
Alrighty, guys. So I've got one of the Miss Hiri Hanenamo contestants here, Pauline. Thank you for joining us, Pauline. How are you going today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Good, thank you. I'm really excited for this one because I've been following you guys on the socials. Saw some photos at the last event as well. And really keen to, find out what your experiences are.
Yeah.
But, first of all, can you, for those people out there, can you just introduce yourself and tell us where your family comes from?
My name is Pauline Solian. I'm 21 years of age. I am the eldest of 5. I've got 4 sisters plus me 5 and a brother at the end. I'm currently at home taking care of my siblings along with my father and my grandmother. My family, we come from Tatana village, just northwest of Port Moresby. I do come from a mixed heritage. Through my grandparents on my dad's side, I come from also Porabata, Koderika, Elevala, and Samoa. Wow. Yeah, so I come from very mixed heritage. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. And look, what inspired you to join the Miss Hiri Hanenamo Queensland program?
What inspired me to join the program was the actual competition held back home. That inspired me. For the last 3 years, I've seen the competition and I've seen the young women that have stepped up and taken on that role to represent their culture. That has very, very much inspired me. Being far away, being here in Australia, we don't have competitions like that. Just seeing them and seeing them stepping up and representing their family where they're from inspired me very much to join.
That's so awesome. And I think I spoke about it with Lillian before. It's important for young women, even men, to stay connected to their culture. Yes. But for yourself, like why is that important?
It's very important because at the end of the day, it's who I am. It's where I come from. It's where my parents come from and where their grandparents come from and my ancestors. That's where they come from. So that is something very important to me. And through this program, that is why I put my hand up to think, because in that way I can represent my parents, my grandparents, my family, my clan, where I come from.
Yeah, that's so beautiful because I think a lot of people just go on with the flow and go about their life, but inside you there's more, and you come from a beautiful place, which is Papua New Guinea as a whole, but also the Motu and coastline, which is an amazing place full of rich history that goes back a long time.
Yes.
So look, what's one thing you hope to learn on this journey?
One thing I hope to learn is more about the culture, my culture. My culture, exactly what my ancestors, what they did when it was their time. That to me is very significant and sacred and very thing to know. Just learning more about my culture, learning more about the traditions and etc. All that. Yeah.
Perfect. That's perfect. And look, For yourself, how would you describe yourself in 3 words,
Oh,
if you can?
Okay.
That's a tough question. Yeah.
I describe myself as very confident, very passionate, and strong in everything that I do every day. Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. And you know, we were speaking. Well, not. I was talking to Lillian before, but you know, with culture and identity, you know, taking the step forward comes leadership,
Yes.
and you know, taking that first step is leadership in itself. And you've obviously put yourself out there now. And look, what does leadership mean to you?
That means being that person, leading the way. I think I do that every day, being the eldest of 5. It's such a big role to be the eldest of that many siblings. So leadership to me is just like leading the way, being there for everyone. And yeah, just really staying strong and just moving forward. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And look, what is one challenge young women face today, and how can we support each other through those challenges?
Physical and mental health. I think that is a big problem at the moment from what I've seen so far in the society. I think a lot of young women have trouble really just getting out there, trying new things. And I feel like so much is expected from young women, not just the Motu Koita women, but all young women in general. I think, yeah, physical and mental health is a very, very big problem at the moment. And yeah, I think how we can help each other, support each other through it, is just being there for each other, supporting one another, and just not giving up on each other. Yeah. That is definitely one thing. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yep.
And to finish off, final question: what message would you like to share with younger Motu Koitabu girls out there that are watching you?
The message that I'd like to give them is to know your culture, to know where you come from. It's very important, very significant, very important to know your culture, to know where your parents, to know where your family comes from. Like with me, I don't know everything about my culture. However, I feel in my heart that it is very significant to know where I come from. And it doesn't matter how far I am from home, from my village that I'm representing. Doesn't matter how far I am. It's very important that I know, so that for later, when I have kids of my own one day and their daughters, that I can teach them culture of where my parents come from, where their grandparents come from, and where, you know, our ancestors come from. Yeah, that's all.
Wow, that's so amazing, and thank you so much, Pauline, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Hey guys, we're back again, and I've got Allison on the seat today. Allison, please introduce yourself and you know, how you're involved with the Hiri Hanenamo Queensland program.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Richie, for having us on the show. My name's Allison Exton. I am the Assistant Director for the Miss Hiri Hanenamo Queensland Ambassador Program. Well, I am actually a former Hiri Hanenamo, former Hiri Queen myself. So back in 2006, I was part of the program, and yeah, I was crowned the Hiri Queen. So about 20 years ago, showing my age now. It was really cool, and I think that's the biggest thing about me. So back then, I was a Year 12 student at Port Moresby National High School at Pomnets. So, and I just I'm the eldest child, and also I'm the eldest grandchild in my family, my mom's side of the family, and so I think sometimes part of it is, you know, when when a girl gets, you know, gets to be part of the program or gets nominated to be part of the program, I think a lot of the times it's because, well, for me, it was because I was the eldest grandchild. And so my grandfather was like, you should be part of the program. And so reluctantly I did. And but it was really cool. I think I got to learn a lot about the culture. I got to meet a lot of young girls from different villages and like different things. And I learned about how to be. You kind of hold vigil as well. You have to kind of go through a sacred period of time, and the tattooing. And when I went through the whole program, and I remember when I got crowned, it was the biggest thing for me. It was quite identity changing as well, because and that can change someone's path. You all of a sudden are crowned as the Hiri Queen. It was all over the newspaper. They even put my school name, which probably wasn't great because I got a lot of letters. I'm not even joking. My boyfriend at that time was not happy. He was like, a teacher would come in and be like, Allison, you got a letter. And I'm like, oh, sorry. But it was really cool. And then from that, I went to UPNG. And I think going into uni as well, a lot of people were like, oh, that's the Hiri Queen. That's the one. And it gives you this identity of leadership. And so I think that, and that has kind of, I feel that it gives you, sometimes it can shape you into growing into a leadership role, or, that kind of thing. So,
perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And look, what inspired the creation of this program?
I guess the biggest thing is, like Lillian said, last year we had a huge cultural performance for the Independence show held in Binley. And we had the Hiri Hanenamo from Port Moresby come over to lead the performance. And that kind of inspired. And what it also did was, because we had her coming along and the whole community ended up coming together. It actually encouraged the more community participation because of that, because we had, a leader, an ambassador come and join the performance as well. So we realized that, well, why shouldn't we have our own ambassador program as well and have our own representation here? I guess it showed that there is a gap, that we do crave something like that.
Yeah, I think it's such a good thing. And look, what I guess, how is this program different? Because you have the big Hiri Hanenamo not pageant, but the event, the day. What makes this one different to just the day itself?
You mean the one from back home?
From back home, but like how we have just a day to celebrate the Hiri Hanenamo.
The actual crowning.
Yeah, the actual crowning. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Like, that's important. Like, if people walk away thinking that this was a pageant, then I think we haven't done a good enough job. This is a cultural leadership program. So there is an actual 8-week program that we have. The crowning is just one day. It's just one day. We've got a whole 3-part series workshop that's going to happen. And we've got in the workshops as well, there's a lot where we're teaching about the Hiri trade, the culture, the actual adornments, the tattooing, the most important things that we want to actually impart to our children. The program is just a pathway for us to pass on the knowledge onto the next generation, really. So the crowning is just one day.
Yeah. I love that. And you spoke about giving the girls something that they can pass on to the next generation. Like, how important is that?
It's so important. I mean, if you think of us, even yourself, myself, we live here in Queensland. We're bringing up our families up here. We're a diaspora community here. And the thing about it is, like, yes, it's amazing. We're proud to be living here and we're grateful to be here. But if we don't have conscious programs, and if we don't have if we don't consciously set programs or set cultural days or initiatives, then we can lose that history. One of the things that here in Queensland we can, when we move here, over time there can be a disconnect to land, disconnect to culture, and disconnect to language. And so programs like this is what we're trying to make sure that we impart to the next generation, because if we don't, then that culture disappears and then it dies.
Yeah, I think it's very important. Like, I was talking to Lillian before, but you know, us as even when we were younger boys, like you sort of come here and there's not really any community, or there's you don't have an older person that you could talk to, like a mentor from PNG who was going through the same experiences as you. So you're sort of just finding out your own self, like, you know, you're trying to assimilate into Aussie culture, but you want to hold your PNG culture as well.
Of course.
So you're trying to find that balance, and I think you guys are doing a really good job with this. So
Thank you.
Oh, I'm really excited. Look, you said there's an 8-week program. There's going to be some activities, some learning experiences. Like, is there one thing you're most excited about for the girls to experience?
Yeah, yes, we actually had a little meeting between the workshop, myself, Lillian, and our workshop facilitator. We have a whole workshop being designed in the background right now. We've got a work booklet. We've got an actual workbook, and then an actual booklet that we're going to be giving to the girls. And we want to go through that with them. I think one of my favorite things about it is we were even thinking about like different activities, because, you know, being in workshop is you want to how to impart knowledge, and then they receive it. You don't want to just sit down and just run a workshop where they're just sitting down and taking notes and listening. So one of the ideas we had about it was actually doing a tattoo activity where each of the girls will actually be tattooing each other or something like that. And they get to, because when you're doing something, you learn more by doing. So if they're doing a tattoo on another person's face, they get to know, okay, cool, the tattoos under your eyes mean they're teardrops. So it's those are the things that I'm really excited about, is actual. And you never know, that person could actually be inspired to become a tattooist in the future. That's what it is, you know. So yeah, I think that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. And you know, you had an event a couple of weeks ago now, but what's the community response been like so far?
Honestly, I'm overwhelmingly positive. Like, so many people just talked about how amazing it was. And, you know, this is the first time we're doing it, and we are going. We know it's not going to be perfect. We're happy to get feedback. You know, please encourage us how we can do things better. But yeah, from our last event, everyone was so like just impressed at how they just had a good time. We had Peraveta singing, you know, people were getting up and dancing and singing along. We had boys who just rocked up and they were happy to be part of the string band and a guitar going. The girls coming out, you know, doing their sway and calling out. And then we had the sashes. It was really, really cool. So yeah, I think the whole community were just taken back by how really it felt like back home, which I think is a compliment, I guess, you know. So
oh, definitely. And I think it's a compliment to you guys as well for you know, the organizing of everything, you know, just following you guys on the socials, looking from outside in, it looks like everything is has been done really smoothly. As I said to you guys before, the logo looks really good, and you know, you guys are really doing a good job. So for those younger women out there who might be thinking about joining, what's one message you'd like to give to them?
You don't need to know anything, just come. I mean, I guess that's what the program is for. You're not like, we live here in Queensland. A lot of it's really for, you might know a little bit or you might know nothing. And that's what the program is for, us to have that journey together, you know. And you come and you have fun, you meet great people, and I think the biggest thing is just come with your learning hat on, you know, and have a bit of fun along the way.
Yeah, that's it. That's perfect. And look, final question. How can the wider community support this program and, you know, this initiative?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like, you know, bring your children, attend the events, participate, share. If you have a specific knowledge, share your knowledge as well. Volunteer, just be part of the program. But even just, you know, a culture only lives on if there are people to participate in it. So just come along.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Alison. You really spoke so well there.
I hope so.
Nah, you did a great job, and yeah, even I learned something then. You know,
cool.
the tattoo underneath the eyes are tears.
Yeah.
Never knew
there's so much more, and there's so much more, and that's why the workshop, it is a 3-part series, you know, because you can't condense all of that in just the one, and hence why we're, you know, like, it's the first time we're doing it, but we're trying to hopefully do it justice, you know. So I'm looking forward to the workshops.
No, that's perfect, and all the best with everything.
Amazing. Thank you. Thanks again for having us.
Hey everyone, we're back again, and I've got Wendy on the couch this time. She's a contestant of the program. Wendy, how are you going today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
It's good.
And look, we'll get right into it, but can you please introduce yourself and also tell us where your family comes from?
Yes. So I'm a proud Motu Koita born woman. I will be representing my village, Tubuseria. My name is Wendy Lohia, and I'm 23 years old. On my father's side, I am part of the No Tubuna clan, and on my mother's side, I'm from Hanovara, more specifically the Hoadai and Mavara clan, also from Pari, which is the Kahanamona clan, as well as Kirakira, so that is the Vaga clan. Currently, I work full-time in the legal and compliance industry, and I'm also completing my Bachelor of Law degree at the University of Southern Queensland. So a bit full on plate, but I'm very glad to be a part and honoured to be a part of this program.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like you've got a lot on at the moment. Look, tell us what inspired you to join the Miss Hiri Hanenamo Queensland program?
Well, my journey to becoming a part of this Miss Hiri Hanenamo Queensland quest was actually a bit unexpected, being that my sister had actually signed me up for the program, and she didn't tell me until the night of the launch. So I was very overwhelmed on that night, but honestly, I do not regret it, and I'm forever grateful that she had signed me up. In that moment, I had felt very disconnected to my roots and my culture. Like many of us, I got caught up in study and work and other responsibilities. So in that moment when I had yelled Edioro Manuai Bada, that was the turning point for me. It was something much deeper. Like, I found home again. And that was it for me,
Yeah, that's so special, I think, because I spoke about it before, but it's so easy to just, especially here in Australia, just go with the flow, go by everyday things, and go to work, come back. But there's always that sense of belonging, and your culture, your history, your roots, and you're from PNG. But I think this just gives you an outlet to be part of something as well. And look, why is it so important, I think, for yourself? Like you mentioned it there, that when you were a part of that and you felt that connection, why is that so important?
I guess having that connection to your culture and your roots is very important, especially growing up here in a Western country. You're surrounded by so many other influences, and I guess having that strong foundation in who you are and where you come from, it's your identity. So if you know that, then you'll persevere. Yeah,
definitely. Look, and what's one thing you hope to learn through this journey? I know speaking to Lillian, Allison, they've got lots of activities and workshops planned. What are you looking forward to?
For me, this journey is like one of the Hiri voyages. It's all about getting to know more about the culture and what our ancestors had done, and it's all part of learning it's a learning in process, like part of the trade and connections that they had done and the other connecting villages that they had gone through. This shell was also used, part of the trade. It's known as the shell money. In Motu, it's known as toya. So this is what they would use to trade and get more like other resources and seigo or things like that. That's just like an example of what that was done. So the tattoos that are going down my face, down here, they represent the tears of on the women. So in Motu, it's called irurumata. Now, this means, basically, it's the tears of sadness when the men would leave for the voyages, and also tears of joy when they would return, bringing back what they had brought. Being a part of this is allowing me to connect more to my roots, and yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and thank you for describing what the shell money is there, because I know a lot of people watching this, especially those Aussies that tune into our podcast. It's good that they learn a bit about PNG. But look, how would you, if you could, describe yourself in 3 words? Tough one.
Yeah, I would say I'm driven, very family orientated. Let's count that as one. And brave.
That's awesome. And look, I know I spoke to Pauline before, and we spoke about taking that first step. You actually didn't take the first step. Your sister did for you. But now you're in this position. What does taking that first step look like for you? What does leadership look like for you?
I was thinking about this question, and to many people, leadership means like having a title or being on a stage. But for me, it's being courageous and being able to be yourself despite the pressure from others as well as societal standards, preserving and promoting our culture, as well as standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult. So leadership to me is not about commanding people, it's about influencing others through your actions, because that really plays a big part of it.
Yeah, perfect. That's a perfect response to that. And look, what is one challenge young women face today, and how can they support each other through it?
Yeah, this one it hits home for me. I guess a big challenge that many young women, both in PNG and here in Australia as well, is the pressure to be someone you're not, like especially body image. Many young girls, there's this stigma to compete and trying to, like with the images portrayed on social media about like how you should look or how you should act, or gaining influence through followers and how many likes you get. It's not about that. And the message that I want to get across to other Motu Koita women, but just women in general, is having a strong foundation and knowing who you are is what really matters more, because that's who you are. And yeah, that's my thing for me.
Yeah. Oh, so awesome. Thanks so much, Wendy, for joining us. That wraps up our episode, and
thank you for having me.
No worries at all.
We want to thank the chair of Gas Resources PNG LNG plant, Ms. Ulatuave, who announced at our recent launch event that they would be sponsoring the winner of the Miss Hiri Hanenamo Queensland return airfares to Port Moresby and 3 nights accommodation to witness the Hiri Hanenamo festival that happens over there. So we're so excited for that. And this is an open invitation for other sponsors who wish to also support this wonderful program to reach out to us. Thank you.